I wanted to know the damage from Blade of Rune King. Like the first auto, of course, deals the more damage. Like it's we see against squishes, it's like 45% of the damage comes from the first auto, from Blade. This is the bad part. I mean, there is less damage, of course, on the second auto, but on the third you get also the extra damage, the magic damage. So we can see that the magic damage is a bit better against tanks, but overall it's about the same damage every auto. Maybe the huge part is here when you are against squishes, because of course your first auto will deal a lot of damage. So that's the first thing, a little thing, but I don't know. Maybe it's interesting.
When it says tanks, is it like a set amount of?
I would say here are for bruisers. Bruisers are like I would say set is about here. Like you see in late game, he has almost 3k HP and 160 armor. I would say.
Okay, so when it says target tank, it means someone against someone that has.
Yeah, the target.
Okay.
It's like in late game you see it's like 3k HP and 250.
Okay.
So I think it's not perfect, but it's kinda representative, you know. Like I think it's okayish. Oh yeah, and I wanted to know the damage against squishes, bruisers, and tanks, and the differences. Like this is the base against squishes, and we can see that on the first auto attack, you deal 2% more damage against bruisers compared to squishes. And in total,
that's surprisingly not that much.
Yeah, that's not that was the point of this. It's to see that against tanks you deal only 28% more damage compared to squishes.
Okay, I mean
it's
that's
not that much.
That little? It's not that little. It's actually like 30% damage is not bad.
And we can see that all the most damage are coming from second and third auto against tanks, because on the first auto attack we can see that there is not much a change between squishes and tanks. It's like 8%, so it's not that much. I mean, 8% is still a thing, but it's not that much, and we can see here as a big thing.
Yeah,
45% is enormous. Well, that was the first thing, and I wanted to know how can Whitsun can be better compared to Blade of Rune King. And as you can see here, is the HP needed for the target to deal the same damage between Blade of Rune King and Whitsun. And this is the level of Shaco, and this is the armor on magic resistance from the target. So we can see that level 9, the target need to have 500 HP max.
Only 500?
Yeah, but so that means that Blade of Rune King is always better. Like there is no point where Blade is less efficient than Whitsun.
Okay, so for example, we are level 9. When the target has only 500 HP, then
the max HP. Like you need I mean, yeah, it's max HP.
It out damages even if the target only has 500 HP.
Yeah, so that's not possible. But we can see if we compare damage from Blade of Rune Bork and Whitsun, we can see against squishes, bruisers, and tanks. So this is with this build plus one of these two. We can see that Bork is like 86% more efficient.
Oh wait. At level 18, the target needs to have 900 HP.
Yeah.
To so when the target has 900 HP, the on-hit damage from Blade deals the same as the on-hit from
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, that's crazy, man.
Yeah. So that's so bad.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, okay.
900 maybe in late game, but you know, like the target has to have like 50 armor on 33 magic resistance as well. Because if you go a bit higher, like level 18, maybe they will have like something like this. So it's even further. The thing I want to say about Wind Sense is it's not about the item, because I calculated as well the effective health of Shaco. So it includes base HP plus all HP, total HP, plus all the healing or shields. And I apply the resistance to all this total.
Okay.
So with Witsen compared to Blade of Runen King, you have like 25% more effective health against magic damage. So it's not that bad. You can see like here, when you have this plus one of these two, you have 700 more effective health, which is not that bad.
Nice. Yeah.
Like 700 HP is like maybe 2 or 3 spells from a mage.
Yeah, that's big.
So yes, that's big. I think that's why I want to say I put a lot of builds here that we can perhaps play, because there is no like one build. You cannot say there is one build to make every time. This is the point of all of this. So yeah, that's the thing. And I wanted to try with the whip on the Dirk. When Dirk, how many auto attacks do we have to make for Dirk do more damage than whip in a combo?
Okay.
So here, that's the number of auto attack and the armor of the target. So like in early game, you have to make like 10 or 11 auto attacks for. That's crazy.
Wait, so if you have threaded Dirk, and you have to attack 11 times just to make up the fucking active of Iron.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Okay. You can see here, it's a simple equation. Like simple, like it's not that complicated. Like you have the AD plus X auto attacks plus the O75.
What's the 75? O75?
It's the active of whip.
Right.
And you multiply by the resistance, so 100 this one. And you have to say that it's equal, so X multiplied by the AD. But you have 10 less armor on the target because you have lethality on it. And you can see here, there is only the armor left. So yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
We have to show that Despy, man. He didn't like Iron Whip.
Yeah, I think it's a really valuable item. And I did this also because it could be interesting. From a combo, my base combo is Q, 3 auto attacks with backstab and E, plus items like whip and stuff. So we can see that chip shot does a negligible amount of damage, but still okay. I mean, it's not ridiculous.
Kind of expected, right?
Yeah, of course. It's like a secondary rune, so yeah, it's whatever. But I wanted to just put it. So 60% from auto attacks, that's a lot. E is 20%, so it's, I mean, that's why a build with more AD is kinda huge, because you can put the targets below 30% HP more easily. Yeah. So you can proc your E damage.
And obviously the E scales with 82, so having
it's kinda good. And also having too much the thing is having too much lethality is not really worth it in mid-late game, because you will not have like 40 or 50 lethality. So having like 0 lethality or 10 is kinda same thing. in late game.
Like, isn't the against, for example, against targets that have like 60 or 70 armor, isn't the percentage and damage you deal pretty big if it loses like 10 armor?
No. No, it's
No?
not that
Okay.
much. Yeah. It's not that much. I should add to this also the comparison between when lethality is better compared to Last Whisper, when you have to buy between the two of them. But yeah, I will add this, but it's kind of interesting. So here is the big things, but we can just watch from here, I guess. There is maybe we can go step by step.
Yeah, so I wanna kind of understand what's going on here.
So I did some basics things, like all these purple things are Shaco stats. So total AD, bonus AD, attack speed, lethality, percentage penetration. It's the damage the target will take. Like, you see, when you have like 4%, it's open 96, but it's almost the same thing. HP, armor, magic resistance, move speed, level, gathering storm, and I take into consideration able as well, because it's 1880, so that's not that bad. I think I'm okay with the thing, like let's say here you don't have it, and I said like at 4K you got like 514 on on 28. No, that's here. Sorry. So here, level 4, you have like one stack. Here you have 3, I guess. Yeah, it's 3, 5, etc. So I think it's decent. Like, it's not like a super good game. It's like a normal game, like what you will probably have in a game.
Yeah.
So
I would say it's like average thing you can.
Where? Sorry.
Like, it's average, like the eyeball collection stacking speed. Like, it's fine like this.
Yeah. I think it's decent. I mean, yeah. So here you have the crit. If you have crit item, you deal more damage, of course. I made a quick math about this, and you can see that so when you have 20% crit chance, this is the crit you can make, etc. And this is the amount of damage you gain. When you have 60% crit chance, we can say that you gain 54 damage percent.
Okay. So because this is an estimate,
like it's by the math. In average, you will win 34%.
Okay.
Because here on the first crit I have plus 35. Here, if I make 2 crits, I have the first one with 35 and the second one is 75. With because at 60 I got I.
Yeah.
And etc. So
okay.
So as this is kind of the math behind, but here as a bonus from crit. But of course, sometimes you can be unlucky and have no crit, but I prefer to take it in average. So yeah, it's easier.
Makes more sense.
Yeah. So these are the damage from chip shot and stuff. Here the more specific items damage. So if you have like here I cost like some items if you have it in the build. For example, here is a whip.
Yeah.
Here's a crit.
Oh my god, man, it even goes further.
Yeah. And so this is the target's HP and resistance. The damage you deal with the build. And here is the damage per gold, because it's really important as well. to compare
What
with
exactly
this.
does damage per gold mean?
It's only damage divided by this on a percentage.
Okay, and if it's higher, it's good.
Yeah,
Or is it...
yeah. Of course,
Okay.
if it's higher, it's like you deal more damage. Because here I spent a K on 100 on this build, and I deal 600 damage, and here I deal 569.
Yeah.
So of course it's a bit high
Yeah,
here.
okay.
Because sometimes, of course, you have some builds who are a bit higher. Like here,
Yeah.
we can see this one is a bit is less cheap, but we can see that maximum damage from it is this one. But of course, you have no berserker, so
Yeah.
but yeah.
So that's interesting.
So this is damage per gold, the rank. So the rank of this one is first over the 3 of this and stuff. And this is the time needed to make the combo. It's basically the third auto attack, and it's a division about the attack speed you have. Essentially, I took into consideration there is no time to put the E because it's not really easy, but overall it's always the same time for each combo, so it doesn't really matter. So this is the damage per second you have, because sometimes, of course, you will have more damage, because maybe here we can see that this one deals more damage, but is a bit slower. Of course, you have no berserker.
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes there is small changes. And this is a DPS per gold, that's why I put the rank here. And the effective health of Shaco against physical, magical, and the heal until you can get. And here you have the percentage from each build, from ship shot and stuff.
Damage.
Yeah. And that's pretty much it. And this is just like this first page is just this 2-second page as just a copy, but the target has just more HP and resistance.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, that's it.
Man, that is crazy.
Yeah, it took a bunch of time, but I mean, it's kind of I do like to do some stuff like that, so I'm fine doing that. And the thing is, it's all about damage here, but we have to take into consideration other stuff. I talked to Marex a bit about this, and he said, like, of course, yeah, you need damage and stuff, but you have also to take into consideration some other things. So that's why also I added like move speed, because it kind of feels more smoother when you have more move speed.
Yeah.
Like for instance, this build has a bit more move speed, so of course you will deal less damage, but you have more move speed. But yeah. I'm not sure that's a point I wanted to see is I saw many people rushing Stride Breaker, and as we can see, so yeah, I will explain a bit just before. Okay. So this is all like the different passing you can have. Maybe not all, but some I found interesting or need to be mentioned. So yeah, and this is the rank you have on each phase of the building path, and you can see here is the rank out of 3, so it's first out of 3 possibilities.
Wait, which phase?
Here.
You mean like
for example, at this point, when I am about 5k build, I have 8 builds of it, like we can see here. I have 8 builds.
I see.
So this one is 4th, dealing more damage.
but
So
okay, I understand.
so yeah, this is I wanted to make this as well is an average of this against squishies, against bruisers, and against tanks, and it's the same thing for DPS. So we can see that in average of all of this, it's a third build. Let's say it's not third, but as you can see here is a bit less damage from this build compared to this build. So yeah, I wanted to say that this build was something we kinda saw a lot, not lately, but in the previous patch.
Yeah.
As you can see, it feels kinda terrible damage-wise.
Yeah,
Like-
I agree. Like, it's a bit weird because when I tried this build, like with Stripebreaker and stuff, I knew immediately it was bad to rush Stripebreaker as a first item. It's no damage. But
the
as you
90%
said-
slow is
yeah,
kinda
genau,
good, yeah.
There's so much stuff,
Was good.
like other stuff that's also important, like the utility stuff or what the individual player actually enjoys playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, as you said.
So I just want to say that, in my opinion, overall now I think Strikebreaker is not really worth it. If I want to make this kind of thing, I would go for Gore Drinker. I would say definitely, because no, maybe the good thing about Strikebreaker compared to Gore Drinker is the 20% attack speed, but is it really worth it? Like
it's not. It's really
and
not.
40% on 30% slow is like 10% more than your E. So
yeah, it's really not worth it. I can only speak from experience because like the numbers and shit, that's your job. But like when I tried this build a few times after it got nerfed, and it literally felt like shit. Strikebreaker is so bad. No reason to run straight over.
That's why also I wanted to make you join this, because most of my game I'm playing AP, but I do like AD Shaco, of course. And I know that you play mostly AD, so that's why I wanted you to come to maybe give your feedback, because of course this is all only the numbers, but you have to know what is feeling in game as well.
Yeah, like
so that's why
you have the right person. I played 1K, so 1K solo queue games this season already.
Yeah.
Mostly AD, so I almost tried everything here.
The thing is also, Gore Drinker, you have the haste as well. Like compared to the Strikebreaker, the mythic passive is kinda like meh.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay, but I mean, in a fight, of course, the haste could be something decent.
I think this is different for the person you ask, but for me, personally, I think both haste and movement speed are not the best mythic passives.
Of course.
But yeah, I would rather take the 5 haste in this case than this 2% movement speed.
Yeah, I think so as well. And the thing is, you also heal a bit, like 20% AD when you have like 400 AD is not that negligible. And 10%, so maybe you can heal like 200 or 300 HP.
Yeah, sure.
So maybe you can tank like one more auto attack from it. So one more auto attack taken is like, of course, one more auto attack you can make. So
yeah, true.
So
and the biggest thing about Gore Drinker is the fucking unique spike
of course.
Oh my god, that's
of
such
course.
a big bonus.
Yeah,
so
of course.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, and Strikebreaker looks like ass compared to that, man.
Yeah.
So
yeah. And the thing is, which is kinda good, is when you play Absolute Focus, you can maybe go back to more than 70% HP. So you gain a bit AD again.
Yeah.
And if you go behind, And if you go behind like the 70% range, you have more AD from the gold drinker, so it kinda compensates, you know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's not like huge, but it's decent.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think, like, yeah, there is no point by going. And you have also 100 HP more. What the fuck? Why would you consider to go Stridebreaker anymore?
I feel like Riot will buff Stridebreaker soon again, because that
is
garbage.
Yeah, it feels garbage. And maybe I do prefer to get a Phage compared to the Axe. I'm not sure. Or maybe the Axe is better. Yeah, I think
Axe is nice for clearing.
Yeah.
And shit, but...
yeah. I think it's overall a bit better, but still. It also heals now. Oh.
Yeah, it gives you like a small potion effect.
Oh, okay. Could be decent. It's only against enemy champion. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like Phage is a bit not ideal for Shaco, but you know, it's fine.
So basically, I tried to compare the kinda old mad scientist build, you know, like the Ekin OG.
You mean the fucking Essence River Rush, or which one?
Yeah, this one. Sorry.
Okay.
Like we can say Ekin OG build. This one.
But the OG build was rushing Essence River.
Oh yeah. That's maybe me, because I think of course it will. Oh yeah. Maybe we can have a look. I tried as well. Oh, I don't think. Oh, maybe I did not. But like an Essence River Rush, but I already tried it, and it feels better to have the even in math to have the Dirk first.
Yeah, like Despy is currently, I think, also running this build, and it seems pretty good.
So the good thing here we can see is when you have when you are a bit weaker. Like for instance, in this build, it feels kinda good. You have almost every time the top damage against squishes, but maybe the bad part is here. At maybe, let's say, your second or third back.
Yeah.
Before you got Essence River, you are kind of weak.
Man, wait, let me stop you. It's so satisfying seeing what you feel in game, in numbers, in your fucking spreadsheet. It's crazy. I always used to hate that moment when you have Sheen, Warhammer, and you are so close to Essence River. Like, I always feel so shit.
And you can't really buy the Nimbus Cloak. Nimbus Cloak is like, man.
Yeah, the fucking crit thing.
Yeah, why would I bid this fucking shit item?
Yeah.
So that was the bad part maybe of this, and we can see here there is not this thing in early game. Like you have a lot more damage in early, but you fall a bit in late game. So that's maybe a build if you want to close game really early. Like this is good.
And this is so interesting, man. Like, this is basically the Korean build, right?
Yeah.
And I always used to say it is very strong for early game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like it's beyond satisfying.
Yeah, like, it's so accurate. Like it's numbers. Like you can see that in early you are really good, but you kind of fall in late game.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
And that's the thing. So I tried other thing, and maybe I came with something pretty decent. And maybe we can say like there is a collector. First of all, I'm not a fan of collector, but the good thing here is you can have decent damage in early. Because you get the Dirk, so you still deal decent amount of damage. Because if you just deal, you just go for like here, we can see the variation a bit. Is no Dirk, but rushing Essence River is when you rush Essence River after the whip. You are kind of bit weak, like 7 out of 8. It feels kind of terrible. But yeah, so this is really meh. Like meh.
Interesting.
But adding the Dirk lets you have a better early game, and you kind of a bit struggle here when you don't complete Essence River. But once you did it, you're kind of huge. Like here, the good thing is you can get Collector and have a decent spike, and rush Infinity Edge, and have the 3 crit items like really soon in the game. Like not really soon, but decent at a decent timing.
Yeah, I think it's the best way to rush the crits. 60%.
Yeah, because here I'm saying like, oh yeah, Collector is not that good, but we can see here that if you go with Lord Dominic, you are of course really good against bruisers. Like it's not even the best build against bruisers on tanks. Like here we can see it's 3 or 4, and it's not also that good on squishies. So like you see the thing is, you are okay-ish against squishies, okay-ish against bruisers, okay-ish against tanks, but you are not like a true squishy killer.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I always thought that Lord Dominic's is always like kind of superior to Collector, but
yeah, it kind of is. But as you have more AD, you have this item with more AD. This item, like let's see, this item scale with bonus AD as well.
Yeah.
So having more AD is kind of good, and also Whip is scaling with AD as well, bonus like total AD.
Yeah.
And I wanted to see. Wait. And yeah, till you don't have IE, this feels kind of terrible. Like
you have to explain one thing, and why is this is a bit surprising to me, because the Lord Dominic's build is worse against tanks and bruisers than the Collector one. Is that correct?
No, it's not. It should maybe I didn't take into consideration the bonus damage from the passive from Lord Dominic.
But it should be, I don't know, it should even be better without considering that, right?
Yeah, it should be like 3. Let's see here. No, it's not 2.1 from
I'm looking
here.
at the like green numbers. Like wait, can you see this?
Here.
And here.
For example.
I can't see when I'm clicking.
We should just look at these numbers, those numbers, like 2.1, 2.1. If we look here, 2.8 and 3. So this is a bit better against tanks, of course, and bruisers.
But if we just want to look, like, this is the average, right?
Yeah.
But if we just want to look at the individual build, which is like the lowest row,
here,
for example, against tanks, it's rank 3, right?
Yeah, here.
And then we look at the other build, and it's rank 1. So is that build better against tanks?
Maybe it's 14%, 60%. Oh, maybe it's just because I didn't take into consideration the bonus damage from the Lord Dominic.
Wait a minute. This is damage per gold.
Oh, maybe maybe you looked at because this one is maybe no, it's the same. They are the same, but I think it's just because I didn't take into consideration the percentage of Lord Dominic.
Okay.
But anyway, as you have more AD with this build, you have like 30 AD more, you of course deal 12 more damage. How many AD is Collector?
It's 50.
55, and Lord Dominic's is
35.
So you have 20 more?
Oh, it's 30.
What
only.
the fuck?
They nerfed it, right?
Let me... Lord... What the fuck is this thing? It's 30. So yeah, you have 25. So you have 25 plus... So yeah, you have 30 more damage because from the proc of Essence River on Whip, because you have more AD on it. It's not a lot, but I mean you have also more AD on the E, on Q as well, on backstab.
Yeah.
So you, let's say you have like 50 more damage from it. Because you have more AD. But yeah, of course we should take into consideration this and add like 10% because you have 10% more damage. Because the thing is...
the thing about, I wanted to say that too, like the thing about Lord Dominic's bonus damage, you don't get the full benefit of it.
Yeah.
It's like 2000 damage HP, which is a lot, and mostly
2k
it's only
HP.
gonna happen against Cho or Cyan or something.
Yeah. So most of the time maybe you get like 6%.
Yeah, like I would say like 6 to 10%.
So that's not that much.
Yeah, it's just
So you can add maybe 6% here. Let's say this. What? Up. You have 16% compared to. Yeah, it's still. It's not that good because you have more ID. So I think maybe it's also because you only deal 3 auto attacks. Because if your E also don't really take into consideration the flat the percentage armor penetration as well.
Yeah.
So we don't have to forget that E is 20% part of our damage in a combo. So it's not that negligible.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think maybe that was something I was thinking in my head as well. Like Lord Dominic is always better than Collector, but maybe I was wrong.
Yeah, that's.
It looks like this.
Yeah, I talked a bit about like with a friend, like Damasgang. Like he said also like it's always like the Lord Dominic's is a bit overrated because it's oftentimes better to just like if you need armor penetration, just sit on the last whisper.
Yeah.
And just finish something else after that.
And as we can see here, when you have these items, you are first, like almost everywhere.
Because you don't like if you just look at the stats it gives you, like you pay 1,450 for last whisper, then you have to pay another 1,450
for 10 AD.
Yeah, for 10 AD and like 15% penetration, which is, I guess, okay, but you know, it's so much money for nothing practically.
Yeah. The thing is, at second items, it feels kinda clueless to have the 20%. But when you have the IE, the 60% makes sense. But still you don't have it, it kinda makes no sense to build crit.
If you have, like, as a first crit item, it's not good, but I think if you have 40% crit, for example, you have Essence River and Lord Dominic's as your crit items, it still can be quite nice. I like 40% crit.
Yeah. In my stats, when you have 40% crit, you gain like 26% damage. Which is it's pretty decent. And the last thing I want to say about Collector is you can proc it with boxes and also with whip, which is pretty good. Maybe sometimes. Yeah, the execute damage from collector could be procced on any instance of damage.
Yeah, ignite, red smite. That's actually
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe sometimes like.
I started building like Eclipse again, Eclipse crit, and I experimented more with collector, and I really like it. Especially when you go Eclipse, which gives you as a mythic passive like penetration.
Yeah.
Which makes the lethality you get more valuable. Right?
Yeah, of course.
So when you have Eclipse, having collector doesn't feel.
Yeah, it feels terrible.
But it feels pretty good. It feels pretty. I think it's.
Maybe
nice.
I should have. I don't have a build with like this build with collector compared to. Lord Dominic, but I think it's also a decent thing. And we can see that against tanks, it's huge. Like, this is one of the best build, but you have to get the full items.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive.
And we can see that here you're really struggling, as we said before. Like, on DPS wise, it feels kinda terrible as well. Like, you have decent amount of damage, but I mean, we don't have to put away the DPS because sometimes you can't really put the wall combo. Like putting 3 auto attacks in mid-late game is kinda hard.
Yeah, it's best case scenario. It's never gonna happen really.
Yeah, it's really, really rare. But let's say, so I think this one is a no-no. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I think it's a no-no. Like, I don't know. And it's even more terrible if you go for, I think yeah, this one is again more terrible.
Wait, what was that? Magic.
Yeah, magic. Excel baby.
Yeah,
Excel baby. So yeah. It's even more terrible if you rush Wits End compared to Blade of Ruined King.
Okay.
Like 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Like, it's terrible. But I think Wits End is not a bad item at all. Like, it's a decent item, but took in a good matchup or against Diana and stuff, I think it's a good item. Like 50 magic resistance is not bad at all.
Yeah, you get so much attack speed too. You get so much the item is pretty good. I like
you get movement speed as well. I think the thing is, wait, how does this change everything? I'm kinda lost. Oh yeah. So the thing is, the bad thing, in my opinion, about this is the passing. Like, you don't really want to build this. Maybe if there is a lot of magic sources of damage, but yeah.
Yeah, it feels. That's one thing I noticed with a lot of builds that Shaco can run, like God Drinker, Threadbreaker, Wits End, and even Blade of the Rune King. They all have like suboptimal build paths.
Yeah. But I mean, I do prefer Blade of Runen King passing.
Yeah, it's better than Wits End, I think, too.
Yeah.
But overall, when you compare it to, I don't know.
And I do think it's really better to get the pickaxe compared to this shit thing.
Yeah. I hate this fucking thing, man.
Yeah. And Marex told me, like, this is good, like, you have more damage when you clear and stuff, but 15.
I agree, it's pretty good for clearing, but, like, if you just look at, like, damage against
champions,
I don't know. It's garbage.
Yeah. So,
I agree, it's pretty nice for clearing.
So, yeah, that's about it.
Damn, doing God's work, man. I still need to, like, browse through the different builds.
Yeah, but the thing is, there is no one build you can run over and over and over, and maybe sometimes you will want to also just get the serpent thing. So maybe I think when you want to run serpent thing, you have to go something like this.
Yeah.
It would be like the best thing you can do overall.
I agree.
Also, if you just switch this for a gold drinker, you also will last longer in team fights, so maybe you can apply a bit more as well serpent thing.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And the thing is, the good thing about going Iron Whip and Serpent's Fang is you have the AoE debuff, right?
Yeah. That's why I can't really see serpent thing without whip right now.
Yeah, it feels really awkward. When I play Eclipse, I always go straight for the same path over and over.
Yeah. That's maybe the
Eclipse,
bad.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about it, but it's also good. Like I think this is the build a noob Shaco 80 can play.
Yeah, true.
I always used to say this, and this build is the one I played the most this season, I think, because it's so easy to play.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's very monotone, and you cannot really adapt to the enemy team comp. Healing reduction items are kind of shit on Shaco.
Yeah, maybe that's the thing I wanted to talk about as well. Is healing reduction items. I think in something like this with whip, if you go gold drinker, you can go Sword.
Yeah, that's the thing, right?
I don't see. Did you see that there was a game of Shaco in LPL?
Yeah, I saw it.
I watched it and I made a video about it.
Okay, I didn't see that.
But yeah, he built like it's called.
Like the thing I talked about it about my chat too. Like
this item is so shit. Like
it's
holy shit, man!
It's so bad.
It's so bad.
The thing is,
holy cow!
Of course, in like LPL, you don't have to solo carry as Shaco, right? Your job is not to one shot, and it's different from solo queue, obviously. But the way that this Shaco, like Kanavi was it, right? Like the way that he played Shaco was more like if I play his playstyle, it's more of a support.
Yeah, it was support.
You have all the debuffs you need. You have healing reduction. You have Serpent's Fang. You have the AoE insane slow on strike.
You also have to keep in mind that he was with a good team against like one of the baddest team.
Yeah, it's pro play. So he played this like he doesn't need to one shot.
Yeah.
Like, the Strikebreaker slow is so fucking valuable. Like it got nerfed. I don't think that we see Shaco that soon again, but we'll see. But yeah, he played this. I think pretty nice.
And I think this item is like the most garbage item you can possibly make on AD Shaco, because in order to proc the 60% healing reduction, you have to fucking deal three auto attacks to someone.
I mean, you can, like, if you have whip, you can do whip, auto attack. That's also fine.
It works.
Yeah, like it's you just have to deal physical damage. You don't have to use auto attack.
It says basic attacking a champion.
Wait, dealing.
Oh, maybe
basic attack and champion while they remain effective by bruising. No, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, maybe
physical damage.
Okay. But
I'm not sure about this.
But even if you have to proc 2 auto attacks plus whip, like,
I mean, that's fine. Like 2 auto attacks is pretty easy.
Yeah, but here it's way easier in my opinion, because I don't know. I mean, it's almost the same. If you are against, maybe this is a bit better against the tank.
Yeah, Mortal Reminder is better against, like, if you already have crit items, I think. And,
but I don't know, like, there is 20 more AD, the haste is good as well, the health is kinda decent if you go Gold Drinker. And I don't see the point by making this. And you are running Ignite as well, so I don't know.
Yeah, like in general, I hate all healing reduction items you can currently buy on Shaco. I would love for Riot to add healing reduction items that fulfill other purposes instead of only healing reduction. So maybe if you have like ammo penetration and healing reduction, like in the last season, I think that would be pretty nice.
Yeah.
But as of right now,
I think it was, let's say, a bit too good, like too polyvalent item.
Yeah, maybe.
But I kind of love this season about this is because there is so much option you can make.
Yeah.
Like there is no like one thing I can make over and over and over. Of course you can, but you will have better results if you just adapt to things.
Yeah.
That's it.
Wait, I want to see. Do you have Eclipse into Blade of the Rune King as a build?
I don't know, but maybe just put a note somewhere and I will look for it as well.
Yeah, really, because that's one thing I'm experimenting with right now too. Like in general, I went back to Eclipse because I think Eclipse into Crit or Eclipse into Bruiser, Blade of the Rune King, is one of the best builds together with the Korean build.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would really love to see how Eclipse into Blade of the Rune King does compared to.
And I didn't put like Eclipse plus Blade here.
Yeah, I just saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe I will add it.
I mean, you don't have to.
Yeah, but I mean, like I did all this work. Maybe I can just add some few things, and it won't take so much time.
That would be really, really interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's always like, do I go Eclipse into Crit or do I just go Eclipse Blade?
And sometimes maybe the bad thing when you go something like this is, oh shit, what I have to do? I don't know, like.
Yeah, like you have so much like variation.
Option. Yeah.
It's actually, I think the Korean build is a very hard build to play to, like for people who don't know Shaco that much or don't play it that much.
So yeah, I think overall for noob Shaco, I would recommend this one.
Yeah.
If you are facing like low on squishy targets, I would say this one is kinda decent as well.
If you are really confident in your like early game macro and shit, that's also nice.
Yeah, and maybe the whip can be used for macro to push waves and get the camp maybe a bit faster.
Yeah, whip is pretty nice for chicken. I hate chicken camp.
Yeah, fuck chickens. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, guys. See you.